For all its many mechanical faults and deficiencies, the German Tiger tank was able to withstand serious punishment better than most of its contemporaries during World War II. This was startlingly demonstrated during the immense Battle of Kursk in August 1943, when a Tiger I withstood such a battering from Soviet anti-tank defenses that the vehicle became famous and was used as a propaganda tool by Dr. Goebbels to extol the apparent invincibility of German-manufactured weapons systems. Tiger Tank 231 belonged to Schwere Panzerabteilung 503, an army heavy tank unit, and went into action as part of Operation Citadel, Hitler's doomed attempt to regain the strategic initiative on the Eastern Front after the debacle of Stalingrad during the winter of 1942-43. The Germans hoped to weaken Soviet offensive potential for the summer of 1943 by cutting off large numbers of their forces in the Kursk salient, a giant bulge in the German lines, 250 kilometers long by 160 kilometers wide. Unfortunately for Hitler, his plans became known to Stalin via British decrypts of German Enigma signals traffic, and the Red Army developed a defense in depth 300 kilometers deep. The 503rd Heavy Tank Battalion entered battle with 42 of their 45 Tigers operational. Tiger 231 was commanded by Lieutenant or Second Lieutenant Zabel and saw combat near Semyernikovo. Advancing on a collective farm as part of a platoon of Tigers, 231 was hit on the front and right-hand side. Red Army defenses equipped with T-34 tanks, anti-tank guns of various calibers, and anti-tank rifles opened up. A 76.2mm shell blew off the spare track link beneath the driver's position. More and more shells rocked the Tiger. Artillery shells were also falling around the tank. Some moments later, a 45mm anti-tank shell smashed the armored glass in the observation cupola in the turret. More hits caused the cupola hatch to fall into the turret. Dense smoke filled the fighting compartment. The loader's hatch was busted by more hits. The Tiger's machine guns and smoke dischargers were all destroyed. A 76.2mm shell sheared off the main gun mounting bolts, and the gun lost its fluid, causing it to lock in the recoil position. The concussive shocks of repeated shell hits knocked out the radio and jammed the steering levers. A shell blew the exhaust cover off and the engine caught fire. Zabel ordered the fire extinguished, but more hits caused the turret traverse to temporarily fail. Shells also damaged the right suspension, with several running wheels damaged and 2 torsion bars broken. After 6 hours of battering, Tiger 231, though wounded in multiple places, still managed to withdraw 60 kilometers under its own power. Leaking fuel and hydraulic fluid like blood, even some of the weld seams on the armor cracking. Once out of trouble, Zabel and his crew totted up the hits. It was astounding. Tiger 231 had been struck 252 times, including 227 hits from anti-tank rifles and 25 shells from anti-tank guns of calibers ranging from 45mm to 76.2. Lieutenant Zabel seemed unfazed, noting coolly in his report of the action, quote, "Subsequently, it can be said that the armor on the Tiger had come up to our expectations." Unquote. Of course, beneath all the propaganda hyperbole, the Tiger could really be described as a total loss due to its having no functional weapons, optics, and limited mobility, a damaged engine, and popped armor seams. Nonetheless, the fact remains that Tiger 231 was not knocked out under the deluge of Soviet fire and had driven off the field under its own power, its crew alive and well. Tiger 231 was sent back to Germany, and its peppered turret was used as a training pillbox at the Tiger Tank Gunnery School in Putlos. I assume that the hull was later scrapped. As for the Battle of Kursk, it ended in failure for the Germans, meaning that Hitler was on the defensive for the remainder of the war on the Eastern Front. Thanks for watching, please subscribe and share, and also help support my channel, PayPal and Patreon, details in the description box below.